All right, you're welcome to JKonomics. JKonomics is a concept that I am trying to develop, is a theory that I am trying to believe in. It is a theory that is originating from me, something that is hatched in my minds. Definitely, there is no one reason that causes a revolution. So many things ought to come to play. There should have been a lot of things that either have kept on piling and then pressure, and over a sudden, something bursts. So, with geoeconomics, it is a thought that I've always had. It is a mindset that I've always thought of. I've always asked myself, how best can JK add to this economy? How best can JK add to this economy? Many of us, of course, while of some substantial age by time of COVID, and we saw so many colleagues struck with the hard times in the economy, and it basically made it for those that were in food production. And I have a friend of mine, Paul, who told me there is no way you can amass wealth if you are not having something you are putting into the economy, something you are giving the poor. You realize even those powers, whatever, in economics or in their economies, whatever they produce, their target market is the poor. Of course, even their people utilize them, but majority of the world is poor. So it is the poor with. So I said, okay, as a poor person, what can I also produce that I think fellow poor people can buy, can make use of, and it eventually makes money for me. So there emerged the thought of geoeconomics, economics for the poor, economics that works for the poor. So whenever you hear the word geoeconomics, think of poor man's economics. So in poor man's economics, we've had to do a lot of things. I've had to start a lot, and many have failed. A few have tried to make it, and for various reasons, they have not hit to where I wish them to be. So I can say I've failed at many, but I believe success is not all about achievement, but more of how much you've managed to elevate yourself from that particular falling. So the fact that we've failed in a lot, we've also accumulated some sort of experience, some knowledge. We've learned a lot, and hence the concept JKonomics. So JKonomics is basically here to explore, to try out various things that are aimed at making ends meet for the poor person like me, and perhaps like you who is viewing right now. So in that journey of economics that is geared towards elevating the poor person, we've had to think about mixed farming, whereby in this mixed farming we are doing some sort of livestock, poultry, agroforestry, maize production, other forms of grains, and some sorts of cereals, among others. We are doing a lot, all geared at one thing: making ends meet and elevating myself, you yourself, and those around you from the current poverty levels to maybe the next level. We may not get to be wealthy, but we may get to be, self-reliant, that what we need we can achieve by ourselves through our own means. So, geconomics is here to explore what is up there for us to start out, to try out. Well, in China, kids start factories. I'm told, I've not been to China, in the backyard, because their economy is based on manufacturing. You get it? So in Uganda, where our economy is agro-based, I think it is also prudent that every home has a farm in the backyard. It may not be so big, but as long as it is big enough to produce something sufficient for the home and also for the market. I think that was, we call that surplus. The home is well catered for or catered off, and then the surplus goes to the market. So geoeconomics comes in to show us that yes, the little land we have, the little space we have, the backyard we have can be used to make some passive income, some, idle income that comes in when you're doing other business. You could be employed. Don't you fear that, how will I balance this with my employment? My bosses want me at work 24/7. Yes. You don't need to be in the garden 24/7 to witness the maize grow. You can just, in the 3 months of maize production, you can just take equally 3 forms of offs or leaves. 1 for putting the maize in the ground, 2 for spraying, with pesticides or herbicides to kill the weeds and also scare away the pests that can, infest your garden. And then 3 for harvesting. So you keep working, but also something is in the background coming out from you. So that is it. So in this particular one, JKonomics shall be exploring the various forms of poultry, various forms of agroforestry, and then also maize production, and then cereals, produces, that economics of buying and selling of produces, we are into it. And so please join us, because we are a team. It's not just me alone. We are a team that you shall be seeing time to time, explaining, sharing with us, teaching us how to go about backyard farming, and not only backyard farming for fun, but backyard farming aimed at amazing wealth, accumulating some money, such that you can shake or rub shoulders with the big boys in the city. So we are located in Kayunga district, and we support colleagues, fellow farmers around the town, around the various corners of Kayunga district, and our products are to be supplied across not Greater Kayunga, Buganda. We want to seize off Luwero, Masaka, Mpigi, Kampala, Mukono, Wakiso, and definitely Beniya Busoga, Jinja, Kamoli, Buyende, Iganga. We want to see ourselves in there. Geoeconomics must be felt there. So we do produces, we buy produces, yes, maize, beans, rice, all that, soybean. We buy all that, and we put it to the next level, and then resell. We grow maize, we have forests for eucalyptus, we have we have banana plantations, we have matoke, we have poultry birds, just like you see my studio right now in the background, live poultry birds. They are not pictures. It's not a banner. It's a live, and it's not a 3D picture, of course. It's a live studio with live birds. So we have poultry birds, we have sasso birds, we have pre-brooded broilers for layers. We brood and also take care of them to laying of eggs. But for broilers, if you need those that are out of the danger stages, 1 month, 2 months, we have the broilers, we have the sasso. And then we also have broilers for meat production. If you are a Nicole organizer, events organizer, you have functions, my colleagues who are getting into marriage and you want to have your wedding with chicken of 4 kilograms served to your guests, we have all those. So please check out JKonomics as a firm that is here to grow with us. We are equally poor, but we want to grow with us to see ourselves elevated to the next level. So that is the concept, and I want to cut it short for this introduction to JKonomics by telling us that JKonomics is basically a term that has come to mean economics of the poor. There is a term that they call economics that works. Now this is economics of the poor. Whenever you hear the word JKonomics, think about as a poor person. You may not be poor in the sense of, poverty, but you may be poor in the sense of you don't have enough to regard yourself wealthy. So look at yourself as a poor and join me in this JKonomics theory. Theories should not just come from the Western world. We can also concoct our own theories. Like this one has come out, JKonomics. Want it to move. Let it be a movement for elevating ourselves from poverty. Let it be a move for seeing us improve our livelihood. Eat well, because all that you're dealing in is edible. Eat well, and then surplus, put to the market. Let your efforts earn you a living. And passively, you could be employed elsewhere, but you can also start up something, and you can also employ others. That is what JKonomics stands for. I remain your proprietor, ED, director, MD, anything that can define someone who is holding the vision. My name is Joseph Kiriagana, and so someone is saying, yeah, that's why it's calling it JKonomics. Yes, JK, as commonly known by people in my circles. I'm JK, Joseph Kiriagana, the proprietor of JKonomics. And for anything, for booking of poultry birds, be it 1 month old, birds ready for meat consumption, eggs that are yellow yolk in particular, reach out to me. I can be found at 0706848464. That is the line that is dedicated to JKonomics. On that line, we discuss nothing other than economics of the poor, economics that work for the poor in particular, economics that is leveraging on that little land behind you, on that little space in your sides of your homestead, on that space in your rental where you think you can put something, even if it means horticulture. Putting some soil in either buckets, sacks, put in vegs, and you produce to the market. For us at JKonomics, we believe that is the way to go. We may not have privilege of so much, resources, but we want to optimize and get the best out of the list we have. That is it for today. I remain Joseph Kiriagana, the proprietor of JKonomics and the vision bearer of JKonomics, the theorist of JKonomics. Yeah, you can call it headmaster of the theory of JKonomics. That is it for today. Yeah, the birds are doing well. We shall, in a retrospective manner, look at the journey we've moved with these birds. We shall see from when they came in, what we've gone through, brooding them, construction of the house, where they are. Remember, in our initial post, the groundbreaking post, we spoke of a toilet that we turned into a poultry house. If you've not watched it, just look at the previous post and see how the toilet looked. Then we shall now see how it turned into a poultry house. We are all looking at optimization. How do we get the best out of the least land, out of the least space we have in our homesteads, in our backyards, wherever we stay. Thank you so much for not only listening in, watching, but also sharing your comment, your view, striking the thumb to appreciate, or giving remarks and feedback on what needs to be improved for us to get the best out of this particular JKonomics theory. It can't fail, it shall work. With me and you in this theory shall come to pass, and people will be like, yeah, it started as a joking subject, but it's now a way of life, the way people are living. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of JKonomics from inception to wherever we shall take it. I believe together we can make a difference that we want to see in our lives.